goal is to become and remain a student athlete, but become a scholar athlete where you put academics first. Get equipped, get developed, come back, give back. Thank you.
I love coaching my student athletes. They remind me of myself, you know, especially coaching in the inner city. And I grew up in the inner city, not having too much of anything as far as financials. And they remind me of myself. So I try my best to give them the opportunity to better their lives through education and through athletics. Coach Tom Sharp was one of the biggest influences in high school. He would not allow me to go to the left. He always encouraged me to go to the right and be on the right path. Every time I tried to go to the left, he was there to help me go back to the right. I've been coaching in CPS for 21 years. When I came home from this college, I actually went back to Coach Sharp, you know, looking for a job, and he introduced me to his wife, who was a principal over at Shield. So I actually started getting into education that way. Went back to get my master's while I was coaching. My first coaching job was at Woodward in 1999, and this is my third time back at Woodward, first time as a head coach. When I first got the job in March, it was some students that didn't know which way, some athletes didn't know which way to go because they didn't know who the new head coach was, and their coach had just left. So I had to come in, hit the ground running. And it was a senior that probably my second week on the job, he got in trouble to where he had to go to A to S. And one of my ex-coaches was actually a teacher at A to S. So I made a phone call to make sure that he was on the right track, and called the player myself to make sure he was on the right track. And one day after practice in the summertime, he pulled me to the side and said, "Coach, I've never had nobody do that for me. I'm going to make sure I do the best for you and this team because I see you actually care, and I've never had nobody do that for me." So that right there, stood out more so than anything. I didn't have much. Everything I've gotten, I've earned. I've had help along the way. I accepted the help. It takes a village to raise a child, and I believe in that, and I am a prime example of that. And I just try to implement that into my program and into my kids and let them know that I make sacrifices for them. And I don't expect anything in return. I just make sacrifices for you because I want my athletes to understand that making sacrifices and doing things for other people, you'll get your blessings later on.